girls 2019. What shall I give them? I knew there were some Form 1s coming. Brilliant Form 1s. I knew there will be some changes. The ones in Form 1s will not be in Form 1s, they will be in Form 2. And so I thought, oh, let me wait until next year. When 2020 came, after we had interviewed the Form 1s, that is the first thing I did. I knew these are the people who have girls at their heart, and they are always thinking about you. They are working, but they left their job just to come to Kenya. And when they landed, they arrived at Chess, the first thing was, where do we start? And I thought, what do I say? Then I started scribbling down very fast. And I remembered, Malindi cannot miss on that list. Can you clap for yourselves? And now, thank you very much, Tammy and Joanne. We love you also. And these are some of the girls we sponsor. These are just 30. I think you've seen many. And before I go for, I would like to introduce our journalists and the news reporter that are in the room. I just had only one girl saying I would like to be a what? A journalist. Don't you think it is a nice job? See, Irene is one of our girls who graduated back in 2009. I saw her come to Chess. We interviewed her. She went to college. We sent her to Musoli Girls. She finished high school. Then she came and told us, I just want to do journalism. We told her, now go to the world and try it. And I want to tell you something special about Irene. When she was in school, she knew what she wanted to become, and she worked towards that. And I've been talking to you about Irene. How? If you can remember in my talking, I told you there was a girl who wanted journalism, and she started writing articles when she was still in school. And she used to write to the Taifa Leo. She wrote articles, they were picked up, and they were published in the news. And that is who she is. With you. When you want to bring a change as a woman or as a human being, you have to declare what you want to become. Say it. After you say it, you have to walk like one. As you walk like one, let the people know that you are walking like a doctor. Or I am nurse. And then you start practicing. For those ones who want to become doctors, you have students, and these students become sick. What do you usually do to help them when they are sick in this place? You have to develop interest in chemistry and biology. Sawa sawa. So please, I'm happy you know what you want to become, and now you have to start practicing. Sawa sawa. Don't just sit there. Do something, do something, do something. I want all of you to stand up and do. Yes, stand up.
Briefly about roads, gifts, and flowers. And you might be thinking, do I understand English? Did she say roads, gifts, and flowers? Yes, I did. Because I want to talk about roads. And Joanne and I have been traveling your roads these last few days to visit the schools and the Ches girls. And we all travel roads and pathways in our lives. And your roads are beautiful. and our driver knows the roads. He knows where to go. But sometimes there might be construction on the road. Or he says, I'm going to show you another way. And we love it. We welcome that. And when you think about roads in your lives, I want you to think the same way. I want you to think, I didn't know I had to take this road. So maybe right now, just as your principal and your patron and Rebecca have said to you, you look back at your grades and decide, maybe you choose another pathway. And that's okay, but you keep a goal. You keep a destination. We have a story called Alice in Wonderland. Do you know this? It's a story.
We can call that academic rigor when you apply yourself to your studies. And that means you're working really hard, you're studying, and you're doing your very, very best. When you're out in your community, you have rigor and purpose. You may be helping someone in the community. The same with your family. You have rigor. You're doing things with intention and purpose to provide for your family, to make your family the best place, the happiest place that you can be, and all your family members. The second thing starts with an R too. These will be easy for you to remember. And it is resilience. As a student, as a learner, as a woman, as a person in society, as an adult, even myself, resilience is a key to success. The road, as Tammy talked about, that road you're going to be traveling on is going to be bumpy. It is bumpy. It is not a smooth highway. It is going to be bumpy. There will be huge potholes. There may be huge streams you have to cross. There may be mountains you have to climb. But all of you have within you strength, strong character, hard working, courage, risk-taking. You know, you believe in yourself, that if you do go over a bumpy road, you believe in yourself so much that you know you can do it. You have to be resilient. You may be shaking up a little bit, but you know you believe in yourself. You may have to stop and talk to yourself and say to yourself, I know I can do it. I have the resources to do it.
My name is Irene Nasimiu. I work for Pendo TV and I also work for Lubao FM Radio. I am a journalist. I schooled at Musoli Girls. And many times when I'm talking to chess girls, I always tell you to balance. Are you listening? Yes. Always balance. You get an A in life, also balance to get an A in education. Is it okay? Imagine if you get an A in education, and when we walk around 4 years, after 4 years, we find that you are married, you have nothing. Have you done what we call balancing? No. I always tell girls to ensure that they balance education and life. That one will be living a balanced life. Is it okay? That's what we've done. And we thank God, chess has been there for us. I also want to remind us that who is this woman? A woman is this person who is determined and ready to do anything as long as she is willing. A woman is this person who is determined to do anything so long as she is willing to do that. So you've all spoken. You've said you want to become teachers. You've said you want to become doctors. If you want to move that dream of yours to come true, you have to do something, just as we've defined the term woman. So we are very proud to be girls. We are very proud to be women, because so many organizations are fighting for our rights, fighting for our education. Aren't we proud? So I want to urge you to work smart in your education. When you go back to your homes, because each one of us need blessings from parents. Even as you come to school, it's a must that your parents blesses you. And how will these blessings come? They'll come if you also help them at home. Is it okay? Help them at home with some course at home, and then you also get your time to study, because all of us want to perform well while in school. And you all know that when you don't perform well, chess will drop your scholarship. Who is this person who wants her scholarship to be taken away? Nobody. We all worked hard from Form 1 to Form 4, and here we are. We talk so proudly about chess. So when you are here in school, keep your education alive. Remember your dream. Know that someone, somewhere in Canada, not that she or he is rich, they are not rich. They just want to see this African girl gets educated. Is it okay? So I think we'll talk more when we come to your workshops. Many a times have been welcomed there. But what I want us to remind ourselves is remember the definition of a woman, and remember to do what we call balancing. Sawa sawa?
I'm very happy today. I remember when I was back in school, we never used to be visited with the agents. It was so rare to see the agents, but you're very lucky that you can see the agents. They can come and give you some things that you can always remember when you're going astray and know, oh, I'm sponsored. I am a chess girl. I also schooled at Shikunga, and I'm now a teacher. I'm a teacher of Kiswahili geography. When I saw Princess Asamba on the magazine, the chess newsletter, I was surprised because I was in Kadhiani Boys, she was in Kadhiani Girls, and she was my mentor, a geography teacher. And I was very happy. I know I'll also follow her steps. And that is, we knew each other in such a land in Machakos. Nobody knew that chess girls are here. But when we met in a group and was like, I'm in Kadhiani Girls and I'm in Kadhiani Boys, we are chess girls. So we bonded because we are chess girls. That is the happiness or the privilege of being a chess girl. You'll walk out there, when you go to Pendo, you'll find there Irene. When you go to the hospital, you'll find Cynthia. You bond because you are chess girls. Whether you finished in 2010, whether you finished in 2020, but we'll meet and bond as chess girls. Are we together? So it's a privilege to be a chess girl. And I want you to come up and be like us. You don't go and disappear somewhere because you'll not want to be recognized as a chess girl. But when you go out and become successful, you'll always want to bond, isn't it? And we have a group, the alumni group, and we come there and one says or asks a question, doctors in the room, I have a sick child. And another one asks, an architecture in the, I want to build a house. You know, we bond because we are chess girls. You cannot be in such a group if you never passed your exams. Are we together? So it's just a challenge that as we're here, know that there is a life outside Malindi Girls. And I need to come out as a successful chess girl. And I be proud of myself for the rest of your life. So when it comes to chess, it doesn't end in Malindi. It continues even to the life outside. Are we together? And the choices you make, they always have consequences. When the principal says, Kadogo, Sharon, that it's not too late, I believe it is not too late. Because I was also weak in mathematics, and my teacher told me the same. Venta, it is not too late. And surely I passed mathematics. I passed chemistry and biology, just because of a single word. So when words are passed to you, please perceive it. Don't just be a person who hears and forgets about it. It ends in this room. Be such a person who, when you hear something, you go in a closet and you ask yourself, and by the way, I was told it is not too late, and do something. So that you'll remember that person. You'll stand in a certain event and say, I remember in Form 4 my principal told me it is not too late. And that statement changed my life. And I'm here, I'm a doctor. I'm here, I'm a teacher. I'm here, I'm a journalist. Are we together? We don't take this as a waste of time. This might be the change of your future. This might be a turning point for a doctor now in you. That potential that has been hidden, a word that is said to you by your agents, by Rebecca, by your principal, might be the only chance you have to transform your life. Are we together? And I know after this, we shall not be talking of those low grades with the chess girls, because we are at an advantage. Others are out there. They don't know what we are doing here. But for us, we are being motivated. We are being ignited. There is something that is being added to our conscious mind to tell us, oh, we can do something. We can do better than we're doing right now, isn't it? I want to wish you well, and thank you so much for visiting us.
Our principal and my fellow students. Good afternoon. For me, I'm happy because the agents had come to visit us, and I hope what they have said to you may make a change, and I hope our behaviors in this school might change, and the steps we are going to make after this may be a big change. And I thank God because as the words they have talked have touched me a bit, and I hope there is someone seated here that I've been touched also. And I urge you to follow what they have told you. And I give thanks to our agents for taking care of us. Thank you.
I'm Rebecca Odhiambo, and currently I am the CHES office manager. CHES stands for Canadian Harambee Education Society. Canadian Harambee Education Society was started back in 1982 by a Canadian lady who was asked to come to Kenya to stand in as a principal of a school called Imbale Secondary School. And during her time of being a school principal, she discovered that there was a problem with students being sent home for fees. And by then, the students who were she discovered that most of the students who were being sent home for fees were mostly the bright girls and boys. And that is when she decided that these students need not to be going home. Instead, they are supposed to remain in school and attend classes. And this really disturbed her. But when her term was over and she was going back to Canada, she went, and that is when she started soliciting funds from friends and neighbors around her home and sending it to Kenya, and particularly to support students who had difficulties in paying school fees so that they remain in school. And in the long run, the sponsors increased, and when the money was a little bit more, she decided to start an organization called CHES in Kenya. And that is when she expanded to other schools like Shikunga, Musoli, Archbishop Njenga, Girls, Mukumu, and by up to 1996, they were selecting both girls and boys for scholarships. And in 2000, that is when we had the last bunch of boys being sponsored, when we had the affirmative action, because it was discovered that girls had more difficulties compared to boys. And boys could go out, fight for their lives, and come out successfully compared to women. And that is when she decided that now it becomes a girls-sponsored organization. So since 2000, CHES has been sponsoring girls for high school education. And how do we get our girls for scholarships? We send word out there to primary schools and educated people on the importance of sending girls to school, because we believe that when you send a girl to school, or when you educate a woman, you educate. And we usually do interviews for 2 weeks. Like this year, we started from December 2nd up to December, who are 18 girls, have all gotten good marks to take them on to university. girls from Bulimbo Girls, all are going on to university, and from different schools. Shikunga, Musoli are all going to university. We are very happy. And what do we do? Because we choose very bright girls, we make a follow-up on them. We make sure that these girls come to report to Chess office with their report cards so that we look at them. And I'm happy to say that we have the other girls and also helping them in the subjects that whereby they could be struggling. At Chess, we also value the all-round students or all-round people. All-round means these girls can do anything and do them very well. So we organize workshops every year, and all students from Form 1 to Form 4 are expected to attend. We usually hire qualified people who act as facilitators onto the workshops. Like for the Form 1s, we have topics, good topics, which we believe they really impact their lives when they are students. Like we know that people do say that mathematics is hard, but at Chess we believe that everything is possible and math is workable. So we start our girls right from Form 1, telling them, showing them that math can be done.
Who have just arrived in Kenya for vacation for 2 weeks. And we actually got that chance to visit one of the schools, Holy Cross Emalindi Girls in Ikolomani sub-county. And one of the reasons why we are here with these Canadians is because they are coming from an organization called Chess. Chess is Canadian Harambee Education Support. It is an organization that sponsors girls. It offers scholarship to bright, needy girls. What does that one mean? You are bright and you are coming from a poor family, and maybe you miss a chance to go to school. That is secondary school. They are here for you. We shall start with Joanne, who is a teacher by profession. She's just told me that this is the second time to be in Kenya. She once visited Masai Mara, and today she is in Kakamega County visiting schools because that is one of the missions that Chess does.
Thank you very much. I'm very honored to be here, and also very honored to be here for the second time. Last July, I came with 20 other teachers in British Columbia, where we lived on the Masai Mara, and we were paired with teachers in a school, in different schools on the Masai Mara, and we worked with teachers, co-teaching, co-planning, and working with children in their classroom. I was really touched by the joy of the children, as well as really touched by friendly, very, very helpful, and they are filled with joy and such happiness that at times in Canada we take for granted what we have, and you may not see that joy and laughter that you see in Kenya. And I noticed it in the Masai Mara. I also noticed it in the Kakamega County. People just sort of always are there to reach out for you and help you and support you in any way. Being a teacher in Canada, there's there's lots of similarities as well as many differences. I think the one thing that really stood out for me is class size. In Canada, in British Columbia, where I teach, the class sizes are on average about 28 students. And when I was teaching on the Masai Mara, I think the highest class size I had was 67. And it is such a big, big difference.
How did you get that name?
A very interesting question. So we have many songs that are popular. And when I was born, that year there was a song called Tammy, Tammy, Tammy I Love. And that's why I was named after.
Okay, that is a musician. Okay, thank you very much. And I would like to know, this is your second time, and you visited quite a number of schools for chess, because I believe that chess sponsors many more schools. Apart from Emalindi Girls, we have Butere, we have Musoli, and so other many schools. You visited those schools. Could you just share some experiences, what you've seen in those schools?
Yes, it's been such a pleasure to go to the schools. We find that each of the girls is so interested in making a difference, and they are so grateful for the contributions and support they've received from CHES. And we've taken away that gift that they bring and the energy that they have. And in some of the schools, they've even taught us many things, I think more than what we have taught them.
And you've been sharing with us about the different types of houses. You've also, the information you got from the children. And also you've heard for the first time about how we Kenyans use cow dung to smear to make our houses look smarter. Maybe did that one surprise you?
Well, it surprised me in part. I didn't know how that is done. And I'm just impressed with the resourcefulness and the thoughtfulness of using the materials that we have, and it's suited to the climate. And so I welcome learning about all of the ways that people live here and how they go about in their daily lives.
Yeah, so used to, because I remember I schooled at Bondeni Primary School. It is a school in Kakamega County, just within town. And by that time, we just had temporary structures, and we used to smear every Friday. So I can remember the experience. And also back at our homes, we used to do that. Yes. Yeah. There is this something about International Women's Day. We recently celebrated International Women's Day. That was on Sunday. And this chess organization sponsors, empowers girl child. You've come here for the first time about getting engaged with chess organization. What drives you to just come and support this girl child?
Well, I first heard about CHES, I think, 5 years ago. And the founder of CHES, Laurie Williams, is the sister of a friend of mine. And I learned about it and thought it was something that was very close to my heart, because I had visited Kenya maybe 5 years before she started the organization. And I saw that need, and I was so impressed with her story and how she just took action immediately to try and bring those girls to a place where they could initiate and make change. And it's so true that these girls are so important to give the opportunity and provide that opportunity so that they can go ahead and meet their dreams.
Very much. Do you come from the Do you come from the same city in Canada? So you are just neighbors. Maybe, Joanne, you can tell us what motivated you to come and join hands with the chess organization to support this girl.
I believe strongly in the power of women, and also the piece that it's the woman that's going to make the change to the community and change to the world. And I really feel that the women will truly make a difference. And when I heard from Tammy about chess, I thought this was just a wonderful opportunity to give back and to give to another country. In Canada, I think the women have come a little bit further ahead than in Kenya, but not much in many, many ways. And when I was in the Masai Mara this summer, I did notice the difference between how boys were treated and girls were treated, and that led me to believe that perhaps this was my cause to help the girls in chess.
Thank you very much, listener, and those ones who are watching us from home. We've just been having an interview here with our friends, Tammy and Joanne from Canada. They have just visited Kenya for the second time, and they are joining this organization just to support Girl Child. And I want just to remind us that this is a woman. If you are a woman, don't complain, because you must be proud. You should be proud that you are a girl, that you are a woman. Because a woman is this somebody who is determined and can do anything if she is willing, and she'll do it better. Maybe if you can give us your last parting shot about Girl Child, about the environment you've seen in Kenya, about the behavior of people.
Thank you, because one thing I would like to add is the importance of girls and the environment. And research has shown that if you educate girls, then conservation and the environment will have positive benefits. And that's what we need to look towards, not just in Kenya, but throughout the world.
I just want for the women out there that women do have many, many gifts that sometimes they are shy to express, and they are confident and resourceful and resilient, and they are the people that can make the change.
Viewer, I want to tell you that actually I was a beneficiary of this chess organization, and if you are a woman there and you are a girl, you should be lucky, because so many organizations are looking for you. They want you to stay well. Just look at the definition of a woman, and then you can do better in life.